How's it, everyone? Um, Sorry I sound a bit fucking crook, but yeah, just thought I'd get on and give a bit of an update to where we're at with the car. It's been a bit of a slow start to the off-season, but yeah, definitely needed the break. I've also been trying to get a few other things together for the car, organise what suspension and what shocks setups and what changes we were going to make. The front end's all apart. I've got getting some new shocks. My arms, my top and lower arms are with Mark Vizzy. He's gonna potentially make us up a jig and some arms and stuff like that. So we've got some spares, because that's the only problem with that I've got at the moment is my spares. Most of them are bent or tweaked and need a little bit of adjusting. So I've got a few good ones, which is what he's got. So yeah, he's got something to go off, but yeah, we'll sort that out. As for everything else goes, not really much steel work. I'm not too phased at the moment. I do have one side rail. I'm probably going to replace that side, because it's had a hole in it since the first season we raced it. But otherwise, yeah, I need to maybe make or modify my pedal box. It's taken a few hammer blows, as you can see, just to fit the different style exhaust manifold on this side. Yeah, the other things on the car, I got a little brake fluid leak from the last meeting. I think the hose clamps jumped off, so I'll sort that out, and I need to secure those a little bit better. I think I need to move my trans cooler just away from the front of my radiator. I want to try and get as much air flowing through my radiator as possible. This car, well, it seems to just like to get a bit warm, so not in regards of overheating, but yeah, I just want to try and keep everything as cool as possible. What else? I need to get a new fuel regulator coming. I need to mount a new fuel pump. Changed away from what we were running, so it's down here. I'll change fuel pump. Put new fuel filters and stuff in it. I need to also change my feed to the pump. I need to make this a little bit bigger. I think I've only got -6, and I think I should be running like 10, so I'll probably change all the fittings. I'll have to pull the tank back out and get a fitting welded onto there. What else in here? There's not a lot else going on inside the car. I need to I kind of want to move my seat forward a touch, but mainly down. I need more heat clearance, so it's not too bad. It doesn't look too bad now, but when the car's down at full squat, my lift arm is quite close to the seat, so if I can come forward a touch and down at least another 50 mil, or at least so the seat's almost as low as it can, I'd be happy. Perks of being a taller fella, but yeah, so that's what's going on here. I also need to weld I'm going to weld a couple nuts, or just tack them onto the firewall for the bottom of the bow housing. Just to stop, because it's very difficult to try and pull the bow housing out if those bottom bolts are in, and their nuts are on this side. You can't actually get to them when the engine's in, so mostly why the engine's out. Also, I've just we had an oil leak. There's a bolt inside the oil filter housing, and the bolt hole goes through the housing into the front case, and the hole goes right through to this bolt hole, and I don't think it was sealed, or it needed to be resealed, because while it was running, oil was pushing up the thread into that bolt hole and then dripping out here, and the crank was just the pulley was just flicking it everywhere. So I've cleaned all that up, put a new gasket in and resealed that too. I've had the crank pulley off, the harmonic balancer off, just to check the seal in there, make sure that wasn't leaking too, because there's quite a bit of oil and crud in there. So it's good to get in there and clean all that up. I need to pull the clutch off and the flywheel. I need to get a bearing either made or set up so I can run a bearing for a spigot. At the moment I've got a little brass bush that gets pushed into the crank, and it steps out and then bigger so it reaches the input shaft of the transmission. But yeah, that at the moment is, heck, it falls out. So I think yeah, I'm going to change that setup. We found that one of the first seasons we raced it. I've had heaps of spares, so I'm always replacing that little spigot bush. But yeah, I'll change it to a bearing and have it to the flywheel instead of the crank, just to make it easier, and it'll then settle over the shank of the input shaft. Will be able to go inside the bearing a little bit more. With the diff, I've got to pull the diff head out. I've got another diff housing in amongst all my parts, so another diff head in there that I need to have built. I've stripped it down. Just want to put new bearings and the ratio to suit this car, so you will sort that out. If we get time, I need to talk to Ethan at Vulcan, see if he can make us up some new brake floaters to suit, because these hubs have the floating discs on the back of them. So I just want to change. I've got the discs, I just need to change that brake caliper floater and have it modified so it can this caliper can fit with that brake disc. That's both sides, and obviously new shocks in the rear as well, because these are done a few seasons now, and the rear ones are especially, they are a bit poked. Otherwise, design wise, it'll be much the same. Gonna stick with the purple, I think, and the holographic. I like it. Get quite a lot of comments actually, so yeah, I'm happy with it. A few sponsors to move around and stuff, so whether or not the whole thing will change, yeah, I'm still yet to sort that out. That's last minute thing. I'm not really worried about it, as long as I can get the car, the engine and everything else sweet. I can sort all that stuff out later. I've got a few spare bodies, one out there on the trailer. Also got my old grey one up the back, it's in the garden, just sitting outside. I've got three bonnets and a couple spare wings. But yeah, that's what we've got going on. That's pretty much most of my off-season plans. Not a lot to change. I'm not going to do anything with the engine. That'll be maybe end of this season coming. But yeah, we just want to basically get the car sorted and all my spares down packed. Had a few questions about racing for teams this year, so I don't know, we might get to have a bit of a play with some of the boys. Yeah, that's the only reason I've always stood by the don't really want to teams race, because my it's just me and Dad, and also I know the toll it takes on your parts and your wallet. So yeah, if I can build up the amount of parts I carry, and yeah, more focus on trying to make the car a lot more reliable. The last thing I want to do is race for the Gladiators or anyone, and I let them down because something simple like an arm breaks that I haven't got a spare for, and now my car's stuffed. I also know that I'm sort of the odd one out running a Hampton Trail Rail, so there's a lot of Reese chassis and stuff out there now, and what's good for them is a lot of their parts are interchangeable, so being independent front end and just a complete different style of car, sort of a disadvantage for me, but I like it. I love it, and super grateful to have the opportunity to drive a car like this. We take pride in it, and yeah, it's definitely been something for me that I've always looked forward to, is racing a stock car. I actually, originally when I was racing, I never thought I'd ever have the opportunity to drive one, so yeah, I'm very thankful to everyone who's helped us and sponsored us along the way. Yeah, I feel like I've got a lot to give to the class. I'm learning, and I just kind of keep to myself. I don't really put too much out there, but yeah, if we can get the car sorted, the motor sorted, and spares, we'll be on for a cracker season. Plans on doing New Zealand's and Wanganui and the North Islands and Wellington, and just a few like regional meetings like Hawke's Bay and here. Might get to a few other tracks. We haven't really planned anything. I'm sort of a decide the week before if we're going or not, but kind of guy. But yeah, I just like to play it by ear and see how we get on. Hopefully everyone's having a good off-season. Seen a few cool posts. Everyone's getting a lot of work done, which is sweet. Yeah, so looking forward to another season. Ripping the G, and yeah, we'll catch up with you guys next time. Cheers.